Woo! What's going on, guys? Orm Swarm coming at you guys today with a big day today. A big preview. It's Turkey Day. The Detroit Lions are hosting the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are 3-7 versus our beloved Lions at 4-6. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody, guys. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving to my family and friends. I have a lot of American family over in the States, friends, family, all over America. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Be safe. Eat a lot of turkey. Drink a lot of alcohol. Don't drink and drive, but be safe. Be good. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to all my American YouTube followers, man. Thanks a lot, man. You guys make me want to do this because I love the feedback that you guys come at me with. And happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Be safe, man. Be good. And I want to say another happy Thanksgiving to my boys on ISN, the Infinite Sports Network, Micro Mike, Gridiron Blitz, Troxel Sports, Noble Sports Entertainment, The Dern, Antonio Hightower. Happy Thanksgiving, fellas. Have a good one, man. Be safe. Eat a lot of turkey. Get that tryptophan in you. Take a nap. Drink a little bit. Take another nap. But be good. Don't get in the car. Don't drink and drive. So yeah, man, this is a big day for me. This has always been a really big day for me, guys. Okay. Usually I call in sick, not call in sick, but usually I don't go to work this day. I'm about 3 or 4 Caesars deep at this time. Everything has changed with this COVID though, and you know, the shine has kind of fallen off the grid, like a little bit here and there too with this team. It's not as big anymore. Maybe it has a lot to do with my age, has a lot to do with this, that, has a lot to do with the team. This COVID thing is destroying it. I'd probably be at some friend's house right now, but sticking around in Windsor, Ontario, but nothing really is going on. So, but it still is a big game for me. I do love my Lions. I love to rip on them. You know what I mean? I'll praise them when I praise them. I'll rip them when they deserve it. But this is just the way it is right now, guys. But this is the preview, and I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, man. Okay, guys. This is an AFC South matchup. Two bad football teams going into this. But let's start off with injury report. We'll start off with the Texans because they're the away team. The fullback, Colin Gillespie, he's got a back issue. He is out. Quarterback, Josh McCown, got an illness. He's out. Wide receiver, Kenny Stills, has a quad issue going on. He's out. He was limited practice on Friday, though. Then they got punter, Brian Anger, with a quad. He's questionable, limited practice. And then offensive tackle, Laramie Tunsil, and offensive guard, Sinio Calamete, one had an illness, one had a concussion. They were full practices on Friday, so I'm sure there'll be a full go on today's game. Oh, on Wednesday, actually. Sorry, not Friday. On Wednesday, because it's a Thursday game. So now the Lions, guys, get a grip, hold on. We got a big list here, man. Wide receiver, Danny Amendola, got a hip issue, out. Defensive end, Austin Bryant, with a thigh, he's out. He was limited practice, though, on Wednesday, but he's still out. Cornerback, Michael Ford, got a concussion, out. Wide receiver, Kenny Galladay, again, with a hip. He's out as well. Defensive lineman Deshaun Hand has a groin issue, out as well. Cornerback Jeff Okuda, shoulder issue, out. Cornerback Amani Aruwariye has a back issue, questionable. Limited practice on Wednesday. Reggie Ragland has our linebacker has an ankle issue, questionable, limited practice. And running back Deandre Swift with concussion is questionable, limited practice. I keep hearing, though, that he's unlike. I just was watching Good Morning Football, actually, and Will Silva from the Good Morning Football crew came on there about, I don't know, maybe half an hour ago, maybe an hour ago, and said that it's unlikely that DeAndre Swift is playing today. So I just heard that just a short time ago, which is not good. But they shouldn't be rushing this kid back anyways. You know what I mean? So I don't care about your jobs, Patricia and Quinn. You know what I mean? Don't rush this kid back. Don't ruin this kid's career. Okay? Don't ruin this kid's career because you two buffoons are trying to save your jobs. hopefully he's not going. It doesn't sound like he's going to be going today. It doesn't sound like he's going to be going there, and that's a huge deal. So, and then we got linebacker Jerry Davis with a knee, wide receiver Marvin Hall with a toe issue, tight end TJ Hawkinson with a shoulder issue, offensive lineman Jonah Jackson with a knee issue, linebacker Christian Jones with a knee, safety Will Harris has a groin issue, quarterback Matthew Stafford has his thumb, but they were all full goes on Wednesday, so those guys should all be going. Then they put Big V, our free agent right tackle that they signed big money to from Philadelphia. He's on the IR, so he's going to be missing the next 3 weeks. I don't know how severe it is, but he's been banged up all year. He hasn't been healthy. He's been benched. It's been an awful year for him. It's so far it's looked like a bad signing by Quinn, but it's only 1 year, but it doesn't look like a good signing. But he's placed on the IR, so he's guaranteed to miss 3 weeks. The next coming up, so. Then they bumped up Mohamed Sanu to the 53-man roster. I thought they did that last week. They bumped him up to the roster, but I guess he didn't play or dress or whatever. But this time he's going to be dressed, and we have 2 wide receivers. I don't know why he didn't play last week, but it doesn't really matter. He's not a game changer, but he probably should have dressed. But he's dressing apparently today, and he'll be on the field. So who knows what's going on, guys? But they got a ton of injuries. I don't know who's going to be playing cornerback, but we'll be talking about that too as well. But let's go down to the matchups, or the team rankings first. We'll start off with the team rankings, man. This is 2 bad football teams, guys. Houston, we'll start with Houston. Their offense, yards a game, 358.9. We'll put them at 17th, they're in the middle of the pack. They rush for 84.6 yards a game. It puts them at 31st. They're a terrible run team. They can't run the football. They got injury to David Johnson as well too, so that hurts them. And they got Duke Johnson as their starting running back, and he's more of a receiving guy. So they can't run the football. Houston, they just can't. They can't. But you know what that means, right? You know what that means with Detroit. That means that they'll probably rush for 170 yards today, or something like 150, 170 yards on the ground. Who knows, man? It's just everything just like is the opposite with this team, man. They can't do something. Oh, you'll do it today against Detroit. I'm hoping not, man. That's where I'm at right now, guys. Oh, that's where I'm at. Their passing offense, they throw for 274.3 yards. That puts them at 8th. Deshaun Watson is an animal. That kid has so much heart, so much talent. He's just a really good quarterback, man. I love Deshaun Watson. He's really showing why they paid him a lot of money this year, even though their record's really bad. He's just a really good quarterback and a really good football player and a good kid overall. And their points they score 22.7 points, which puts them around 22nd. It puts them at 22nd overall out of 32 teams. So and their defense, not a good defense. Yards per game, they give up 411.7 and puts them at 31st. So they give up a ton of yards. Their rush defense, they give up 159.3, what puts them at bottom of the barrel, 32nd. So they can't stop the run. Can't stop the run. They give up a ton of yards. And then their pass defense, they give up 252.4, puts them at 22nd. So what's bottom half? And then their points they give up 27.2, puts them at 23rd. So they have a really bad defense. Offense needs work, obviously. They're really missing a running back in that offense. But their defense is bad. Now on to the lines. Our offense, yards per game, we score 342.9, which puts us at 25th. We rush for 95.4, puts us at 29th. Our pass offense is at a clip of 247.5, puts us at 15th. So it's a little bit better than middle of the pack because we do have a good passing game, I think. Even though Stafford has struggled and the wide receivers have struggled and injuries, blah, blah, all that stuff. We score 22.7, which puts us at 22nd. It's exactly the amount of points that Houston scores, so we're tied there. Now, under our defense, we give up yards per game, 397.4, puts us at 27th. We give up 139 yards on the ground, which puts us at 30th. Our pass defense gives up 258.4, puts us at 25th. And then we give up 28.7 points, which puts us at 28th. So Two bad defensive teams, guys. Two teams that are able to score a little bit, though. Nothing special. Nothing special, but I think there's going to be a shootout, but we'll get to that in a bit. Now on to the quarterbacks, man, with my matchups and my with my comparisons. Texas quarterback Deshaun Watson, man, 2,883 yards throwing, 20 touchdowns, only throwing 5 picks. Been sacked 26 times though, but he's completing his passes at a 68.9% clip, which is really good, which is very, very good actually. Under our guy, Matt Stafford, with 2,581 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Been sacked 27 times, and he is completing his passes at a 62.8% clip as well. I'm giving the check mark to the Houston Texans though. Deshaun Watson, he's a baller. I think he's having the better year, obviously, on just both two bad teams, but I think he's having the better year. So I give the check mark to the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. Now on to the running backs. I'll start with the Texans first. They have Duke Johnson, CJ Prosise, Buddy Howell, and Scotty Phillips, man. I don't know who's who here. CJ Prosise is the guy that came from Seattle. Duke Johnson is their main guy now because David Johnson's out on IR. Duke Johnson is more of a receiving guy, but he's running the football. He has to right now. So you'll see a mixture of Duke Johnson and CJ Prosise. They don't have a running game, guys, at all. So it's just bad. It's just a bad running attack. Now on to our guys. Deandre Swift, I don't know if he's playing. I haven't heard anything in concrete, like in confirmed yet. But it sounds like from Will Silva from Good Morning Football, like he's unlikely to play. So he's probably not going to play, and that's not good. Then they got Adrian Peterson, Kerryon Johnson, and I threw Isaac Nada in there. He's more of a blocking back, H-back kind of guy, tight end. He'll catch a pass or two, though. But and they have Jonathan Williams. This is a guy that I probably thought they should have played last week when KJ and Adrian Peterson couldn't get a rhythm going. Now you got Jonathan Williams, who's had a couple big games in the past. He's nothing special, but he's a big kid. Got some wheels on him. He's strong. He's athletic. Try him out, Bevel. Run him. See what he can do. Just see what he can do. You know what I mean? Because you're probably not going to have Adrian Peterson here or Kerryon Johnson. See what this kid can do. Because he's had some success in the past. Is he a stud? No, he's not. But just try him out. Run him. So I'm going to give the check mark to the Detroit Lions, even though Swift might not play, because over there in Houston, there's nothing special going on, man. We don't got anything special really either, but if Swift plays, he's the guy. He's the real deal. But I think Adrian Peterson and Kerryon Johnson are better than what they got over there in Houston. So the check mark goes to the Detroit Lions in that running back core. Now on to the wide receivers. They got Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks. They're two studs. They're 1 and 2. Will Fuller is their burner, blows the top off the defense. He can get open. He catches a lot of deep balls. Touchdown guy. He could be a touchdown guy. Brandon Cooks, kind of the same deal. Smaller guy, but fast. Physical for a little dude. A really good wide receiver. Really good wide receiver. And him and Deshaun Watson got a nice thing going on. Then they got Kiki Kuti. They got Isaiah Coulter. Then a kid named Stephen Mitchell Jr. Stephen Mitchell Jr. and Isaiah Coulter got called up recently from the practice squad because guys like Randall Cobb and Kenny Stills have been out. So you're going to see Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Kiki Kuti today. Probably. You won't see much Isaiah Coulter, Stephen Mitchell Jr., but who knows right now. But their three are pretty solid. Going up against our guys, you guys know who we have out. Galladay and Amendola are out again with this hip thing. So these guys are out, which is huge. Now we got Marvin Jones Jr. as the number 1. Marvin Hall is our number 2. And then Jamal Agnew and Quintus Cephas, the rookie out of Wisconsin, rounded off. And then you have Mohamed Sanu, who just got called up. He's probably trying to learn how to learn the playbook. Don't really know what's going on. But the check mark's going to the Houston Texans here. They have the better wide receiver core. It could be a different story with Galladay and Amendola in the game, but that's not the way it is. So they have some playmakers over there in Houston. And Deshaun Watson will use these guys to the fullest. So check mark goes to Houston Texans and that wide receiving core. Now on to the tight ends. Houston uses a variety of tight ends. Okay, they have Jordan Akins, Darren Fells, who's an ex-Lion, and a kid named Farrell Brown, and a guy named Cahale Waring. Now they go 4 deep, 3-4 deep with their tight ends. Watson likes to use his tight ends. He'll use Akins. He'll use Darren Fells. Cahale Waring is just kind of coming off IR. He'll probably take over the number 3 spot over Farrell Brown. But like I said, Watson will use his tight ends. He doesn't shy away from them. He won't shy away from them. So he likes to use them a lot, and it's part of their game plan. Now with us, we got TJ Hoxton, who I think is a top 5, top 7, top 10. You know what I mean? He's right around. He's waving around there, man. Tight end in this league. He's turning into a stud. He's second year in. He is leading the NFC as Pro Bowl votes. The kid's an animal. I think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. He's still got a lot of work to do. He's not better than Kelsey or anything like that. I'm not comparing him to Kelsey or Kittle, but he's getting up there. And I think eventually he's going to be a top 5 lock for tight end for years to come. Now and then we got Jesse James, who's more of that run blocking guy, and he'll get a pass or 2 a game, but they don't utilize him much. They don't utilize him much. It's all Hawkinson. Now I'm going to give this slight edge to the Lions here because Hawkinson is an absolute animal. He's a stud. They like to use their tight ends in Houston, but I don't think they have any standout guys. But look for Jordan Akins. He is pretty good. And when Watson's going to him, he does produce. But I'm going to give the slight edge to the Detroit Lions and TJ Hawkinson because I just think he's the better tight end than any of those guys. Now on to their old linemen. Their old lines for the Houston Texans, left tackle Laramie Tunsil, the big guy they got from Miami in that trade. Left guard Max Sharping, center Nick Martin, right guard Zach Fulton, and right tackle Titus Howard. Now they got they're kind of healthy now. They've been kind of banged up a little bit, but all their guys are pretty much healthy. So they got their unit back. They're nothing great. They don't run block well. They're not great pass protectors as well either. So I don't really know. This was a tough go for me against our guys. Left tackle Taylor Decker, left guard Jonah Jackson, the rookie out of Ohio State, Rutgers. The center Frank Ragnow. Right guard's going to be tricky today, guys, because Big V is on IR, so I don't know. Right now, it looks like I go to ourlads.com and look for the depth chart. They seem to be pretty on top of things. They update their depth charts very good, like almost weekly, probably even better. Right now, they have right guard. They have Logan Stenberg starting today. That's what they have. I don't know what the Lions are actually going to do, but they could go Logan Stenberg, the rookie out of Kentucky. Or they can go Joe Dahl, who I think has struggled. I think he struggled. He was good at the beginning of the year, then he got hurt, then he came back and struggled. Or they could go Ode Abushi, which I hope to God they don't go Ode Abushi, because he's terrible. He's terrible. Put the rookie in, put the kid in. Let's see what he's got. Okay? You're not making playoffs, man. Let's see what this kid's got. Get some playing time for this guy. And then rounds off with the right tackle, Tyrell Crosby. So I didn't really know who to go here, guys. It's really 2 shaky O-lines. Nothing special. Lions run the football a little bit better. You know what I mean? They pass protect not much better. I gave this right down the middle. I gave it a tie. I really didn't know who to pick here. So I'm giving this a tie right down the middle. Now on to the defense, guys. Not much defense going on, both squads. So I'm gonna start off with the Texans and their D-line. Future Hall of Famer, defensive end J.J. Watt. Defensive end Whitney Merciless, who could be a playmaker at times. Defensive tackle Brandon Dunn. Defensive end Jacob Martin, who can get to the quarterback every now and then. Defensive tackle Carlos Watkins. Defensive tackle Russ Blacklock. Defensive end Jonathan Grenard, who's a rookie, who's got his first sack last week. Defensive end Charles Amenahu, who can get to the quarterback a little bit as well. Defensive tackle Corey Luget, and defensive end Nate Orchard. Now, not too sure about Luget and Orchard if they'll be playing. They're kind of up and down on the practice squad. yeah, so I'm not really too sure what's going on with those last two guys. But with the Detroit Lions, you know who we got, guys. Romeo Okwara, time to show up, man. Not every other game. Let's go. Defensive tackle Danny Shelton, defensive end Everson Griffin, defensive tackle John Pennicini, who I'm loving, the rookie out of Utah, defensive tackle Nick Williams, and defensive tackle Frank Heron. You guys know who we have out. Trey Flowers, Deshaun Hand, Austin Bryant. Three contributors. Bryant's kind of, getting healthy, then he gets hurt. Then he gets healthy, he gets hurt. I don't know what's going on. We need Trey Flowers back as well. But I'm going to give the check mark to the Houston Texans and their D-line. J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless, I think, are better than what we have. It's not by much, though, guys, but Watt's been kind of turning it on lately. He had a really big game last week, a sack. He had like 5 batted balls. I think he tied a record for pass deflections as a D lineman. He was awesome. He seems to be getting stronger as the year goes on. So the Houston Texans are going to get the check mark for me. Now on to their linebackers, guys. They have a really good one in Zach Cunningham. I love this kid. He's a really good running back, linebacker, playmaker. You can sack the quarterback, picks, whatever. Ask him to do total up tackles. He's just a really good linebacker. Then they got another pretty good one in Tyrell Adams. And then it kind of rounds off with Nate Hall and Peter Colombier. Onto our guys, Jamie Collins Sr., up and down, he's producing some tackles every now and then, but he's not making plays. He's not the playmaker I thought he would be. So then we got Reggie Ragland and Christian Jones are a little bit banged up, but they should be going today. And then we got Jared Davis, Jelani Tavai, Miles Killebrew, who's more of special teams ace, and Jalen Reeves-Maben, who's more of a special teams ace as well. I'm going to give the check mark to the Houston Texans and Zach Cunningham. I think Zach Cunningham is one of the best linebackers in the league. He's definitely top 10 linebacker in the league. I really like that kid. So they get the check mark from me. Now on to the DBs, guys. is weak on both ends, I think. Safety Justin Reed for Houston. Safety cornerback Eric Murray. Quarterback Bradley Roby. Cornerback Vernon Hargraves III, who was Tampa Bay cast off, first rounder actually. Cornerback safety Lonnie Johnson Jr., safety AJ Moore, cornerback Philip Games, and cornerback John Reed. Now, with our guys, Tracy Walker as safety, cornerback Desmond Trufant, safety Deron Harmon, cornerback Amani Aruorie, who's a little bit banged up as well, cornerback Justin Coleman, our nickel guy, and then safety J-Ron Curse, safety Will Harris. And I think D Virgin's going to be playing today. I think he's going to get called up in the practice squad, or he has already signed to the 53-man roster, because our DBs are banged up, especially our corners. Mike Ford out, Akuda out, Aruorie banged up. I can only imagine that D Virgin is signed to the roster and might get some playing time today, because you got 3 guys that are hurt and we have 0 depth. We got no depth anywhere anyways. So I'm gonna give the check mark to the Detroit Lions here, because Houston Texans have no playmakers on that side. I don't think they have any playmakers. Not that we do really, but I think guys like Walker and Trufant and Aruorie can make more splash plays than anybody over there. So I'm going to give the check mark to the Detroit Lions in that DB room over there. So, but it's nothing to bark home about. It's nothing to be excited about. But let's talk about how we could possibly win this game, guys. Now, Deshaun Watson, like I said, I'll start off with how our defense maybe needs to handle their offense. They have a really good quarterback and 2 really good wide receivers. Okay? Now, our DBs are banged up. So that tells me that probably Houston, obviously they're going to try to throw the football because they can't run the ball. They really can't. So even though we don't stop the run, I can't see Houston trying to establish a run game. I'm sure they will try, they'll throw it out there, but they are a throw-first team. They're a throw-first team, and they have a really good one in Deshaun Watson. He's dangerous when he's out of the pocket. You have to contain him. You got to try to keep him inside the pocket, and you got to get to him. Romeo Okwara and Everson Griffin have to have days. They have to create pressure with this guy. They They have to get in his face, put your hands up. He's not the biggest quarterback. He's not little, but he's not super tall. You know what I mean? I think he's about 6'2", though, 6'3". He might be 6. You know what? I actually forget, but I don't think he's super tall. Get your hands up on him. Get in his face, cause some problems. I think we're going to be able to stop the run. I think they can't even get 85 yards a game. Houston, they can't even rush for 85 yards a game. That's how bad their rush offense is in Houston. If we don't stop the run, but I would think we would stop it today. I would think we would be better. You know what I mean? But who knows? But you have to contain Watson. You got to try to slow down Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks, because those guys will literally blow the top off the defense. They'll run right by you. So Desmond Trufant, man, Oruwariye, they're in for a day, man. Those guys are going to be gassed because those kids fly. Those kids fly in Houston. So you got to try to slow them down. That's why you got to really get in Deshaun Watson's face. Put your hands up, hit him, sack him, do whatever you can. Now for our offense, all our wide receivers are banged up, okay? All our wide receivers are banged up, but they don't stop the run. They don't stop the pass as well. You know what I mean? Houston does not stop the run, does not stop the pass. So if Deandre Swift isn't going, I want to see a little bit of Jonathan Williams. I would love to see what this kid can do. I know I'm just talking to nobody, and I know I'm just talking to nobody, and no one's listening. You know what I mean? But it would be nice to see what Jonathan Williams can do on this offense. Play him. Because Adrian Peterson he's not cutting it. And Kerryon Johnson has been delegated to he is literally a blocking back. He's a blocking back now. He's slow. You know, he's got no knees. He's the slowest 24 or 23 or however old he is I've ever seen. You know what I mean? So play this Jonathan Williams kid. Let's just see what he can do. Why not? See what he can do. So establish the run on these guys and then hit them with the pass. Marvin Jones needs to step up. I don't know who's going to be the number 2. Our number 2 is going to be Marvin Hall, Quintus Cephas. Like, we're in trouble, man. We're in big time trouble today. Against a 3-7 team. Just like last week. I thought we were going to win last week, though. I think I picked them to win. Yeah, I think I picked them to win, but not by much. I think I called 24-20 for Detroit. So, good for me on that one. They didn't score a point. So, I don't think Stafford gets shut out today, though, but you have to establish the run. Use Jonathan Williams. Let's see some Jonathan Williams if Swift doesn't go today. If Swift goes today and he's good, okay, keep Jonathan Williams on the sideline. But actually, I'd like to see him over Kerryon. But they value the blocks. And I do get that. You have to protect your quarterback. I do understand that. But let's see this Jonathan Williams kid. Let's see him. Let's see him over Adrian Peterson. I'm done with that experiment. You know what I mean? So I can't see the Lions getting shut out. I don't have the Lions winning today, though. I don't have them winning. Last week destroyed me. It ruined me last week. You don't get shut out by the Carolina Panthers, man. I don't know how that happens. Like, I get it. You got guys out, man. But a lot of teams have players out. You know what I mean? And hopefully Stafford's a little bit better this week with his thumb. He wasn't very good. He wasn't into it. The whole team just seemed to give up right away. But that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see our offense do. I want to see a lot of TJ Hawkinson as well. I want to see a lot of TJ Hawkinson, which has been basically what's been going on all year. He's getting the targets. I think he should be getting more, but that's what I want to see. So, but I'm going to call, guys. I'm going to call this game 27-24. 27-24 Houston Texans. That's what my prediction is. I hope it's not. We need to see a lot of things, man. Now it's crunch time. Now it's crunch time. I don't think you're in the playoffs. Somehow we're still in the hunt. I don't really know how, but we are. When those screens come up on the TV, it always like playoff here, division leaders, and it says in the hunt at the end. We're still there. I don't understand that. I don't get that because we're just not a good football team. We're not a good football team, but mathematically we're in it, you know? So, but hey, I don't think we're going to win. I said 27-24. You know what I said? 27-24 Texans. That's what I think the score is going to be. So we'll see what happens, guys. That's my prediction. Talked about how I think how we need to win this game or how to utilize some of the players. We'll see what happens, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody be safe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Get all my videos and like and comment. Negative, positive, doesn't matter. I'll come at you guys and I'll respond. I love the feedback. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about the likes and the feedback and the comments and the subscriptions. It's you know what I mean. So like I said, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Drink a Caesar or 10 for me, and have a good one, guys. Go Lions. Bam.